Alright everybody, welcome back to our live stream of Tales of Arise. We're here, we're ready to go to Lenegis. We learned a lot about Shion last episode, so if you didn't watch the last episode, go back and watch it because we had some hot lore that dropped about her thorns and about, you know, will she live? There was just a lot, so it doesn't do me justice to actually explain it all, so, you know, go ahead. Go, maybe pause the video, go back and watch the other one, unless you're watching live, then don't. Anyways, let's go ahead and just jump right into it. So, we're just going to talk to the rest of the party real quick and get their kind of view on kind of what happened last stream. So, we're going to start with Dohli.
The end of the world. It's hard to believe, isn't it?
I believe Shion is telling the truth. What about you?
As a friend, yes, I want to believe her.
What's up,
Everything
Robot?
that's
How you
happened
doing?
seems to point towards some sort of great danger that's lurking ahead of us. Still, it's hard to fathom something that could usher outright doom to the world. That those really are the stakes we face.
No, I understand. Even Shion doesn't seem to know exactly what will happen to bring it all about.
We have so many pieces of the puzzle in our hands, so many clues, yet the complete picture eludes us.
So where do her thorns fit in then?
Well, I imagine they must sit at the very center of it all. You remember the voice
What's up,
we all
old one?
heard while
What's
we
up,
were
Electrical? How
inside
you
the
guys doing
wedge,
today?
don't you?
Yeah, I remember. It was the will of Dana's astral energy come to life. Or that's what we all thought.
Right. And from that, we're able to hypothesize how vast concentrations of astral energy can become sentient. Let's return to when we found Shion in Pelagian. When her thorns went wild, they contained far more astral energy than any mere Renin would normally have inside them.
So you think those thorns might be alive too? That their will is what keeps her from dying?
Some good, some
But
alright.
why would they want
Pretty
to
good,
destroy
you're
the
at
entire
work?
world?
Yo, shoutouts to
that.
Robot who's
I
watching
really
at
cannot
work.
say for certain. Its goals still
Making
remain
that
a
real
mystery.
money right now.
It may be a mere fluke that her maiden powers have been able to contain
funny.
it thus far.
Don't get in
You
trouble
know,
now.
I've noticed since we've met that you like figuring out riddles.
Can you blame me? When one realizes that the world they once thought to be true is but a mere facade, they can't help but seek the truth. Especially when that deception has led to others getting hurt.
Dohalim?
I imagine the remaining pieces of the puzzle that we seek rest somewhere within Lenegis. As for what the
It's
final
dead.
picture will look like, who can say? I think it's best we not dwell on it too much for the time being.
Right.
Alright. Let's go with Kisara.
How you holding up?
Who, me?
Yes, you.
You're the only person.
You took a hit from those thorns again, didn't you?
Oh, that? That was nothing.
Compared to what Shion's going through, you mean? Still, even if you yourself might be willing to endure that kind of pain, that doesn't mean Shion wants to have to see you get hurt by her thorns, you know?
Yeah, I know. I'll be careful.
Shion doesn't know how lucky she is to have you around, you know? Dashing in to save her at the last minute.
Yeah, very funny.
I'm being serious. You went up and held her close like you still had that mask on, and you didn't even bat an eye. She really needed that. That's what I mean when I said you saved her. Just like you did with the rest of us.
I just want for Shion what we all have. The ability to touch someone without the fear of killing them. Those thorns have robbed her of the kind of everyday things we all take for granted. And it's not right.
You can say that again. It may be normal for us, but that doesn't make it any less special or important for her. I hope she gets what she wants. I have my own dreams, but a world without her, where she dies so we can all survive, isn't a world I want to live in.
What's up, Johnny?
Agreed.
How you doing?
It's like more and more keeps getting taken from her, and I'm done with it.
Alright, Top Colada with the sub. Thank you so much. Welcome, welcome.
Did you know?
You mean about Shion?
Yeah, I didn't have the slightest idea. I mean, every once in a while I thought something seemed a little off, but I never could have imagined. It's like a completely different world was spinning around me and I couldn't even see it.
You and me both. I mean, I knew something was bothering her, but I could never quite figure out what it was.
You? But you're the one always looking out for her, aren't you?
That's what I thought. But in reality, I didn't understand it all. What I thought was helping and being there for her was actually just driving her into a corner.
At least you figured it out in time, though, right?
I don't think we're out of the woods yet. But yeah, you're right. We brought her back from the edge, and we're going to stop those thorns from taking her, no matter what.
Yeah, for those of you who didn't
with all
watch
of us
last
together,
stream,
there's nothing we can't
her
handle.
thorns are essentially going to kill
Shion,
her.
the world, we can save everyone. And I mean it when I say we, Alphen.
I know. No lone wolfing it.
Hey, you're the expert on what my dad would say. Do you think he'd pat me on the back or tell me off?
Zephyr, I don't think that he'd have that much to say, to be honest. You're your own man now, Law. And you've already made up your own mind about what you want.
I guess he couldn't say anything even if he wanted to.
Law.
Sorry. I guess those of us amongst the living have enough problems to deal with, don't we? We'll need all our strength to save Shion. I'll probably end up worrying again at some point, but I guess I'll think it over more then. That okay?
Yeah, I think it is.
All right. Here's Renwell.
Can't sleep?
After everything we just heard, how could I?
Fair enough.
Shion's had to deal with so much on her own. Even when we were all laughing and celebrating, she just kept quiet and didn't say anything. I thought she was keeping her distance because of her thorns. That it was because she didn't want to hurt anybody by getting too close.
Hey, FX, how you doing?
I just figured that that was the type of person she was, you know? But it turned out to be none of that. All this time, she felt like she had to die and sacrifice herself for the greater good. But even then, she didn't think she could say anything to us about it.
I know.
She was so alone this entire time. How could I call her a friend and yet be so completely blind to everything she was going through?
I'm sure it made her happy, knowing you were there for her.
You really think so?
Yeah, I do. If she didn't think of us as friends, I don't think she could have ever opened up to us like that. You were a good friend to her before, and you'll be an even better one now.
Yeah, I really hope so. I want to be the best I can for her. When you think about it, we were all alone in our own way. But over time, we've all found ways to let each other into our lives. I hope Shion's able to do that one day too. No, I mean, I hope she's able to do that more. Lots and lots more. I think it'd be really nice if we could all just be there to support each other when it really counts. And forget about our grudges and pain.
Rinwell.
I'm doing all right. It's Friday, so I gotta say I'm doing pretty good. I'm doing pretty good. You know, all things considered, you know, I'm doing pretty solid.
Hey, you doing all right?
I seem to cause nothing but worry. As much as I try to look like I have things under control, everyone still worries about me.
You're not the only one.
Hey, do you remember the first time you said I was your friend?
No? When was that? Sorry, I can't remember.
That's okay. It came so naturally to you, I'm not surprised you forgot. I was different back then. The Danans were not even people to me. and I knew I would always be alone. But in that room with Deadheim, when you called me your friend, it just shattered the wall that I'd built up around me. Because until that moment, I'd only seen you as a means to an end. I thought of you as a way to use the blazing sword, and to obtain the Renis Alma. But after that day, one time became two, and before I knew it, you'd made a habit of calling me and Dohalim your friends. It didn't matter that we were Renans. You cared about us as you would any other people. Then, everyone else started to call me their friend too. To think of me as their friend. Before then, I never even dreamed I could have that. I didn't want to die and lose you all. But I also didn't want to live if it meant you would all die in my place.
She's gonna die.
Shion.
But then I
She's definitely
realized
gonna die.
I'd only really been thinking of myself that entire time. After saying how I felt, and hearing what you all had to say, I finally understood that. Don't worry, it's okay. I'm not planning on dying anymore. I've met too many people along the way who I truly care about to give in now. So I'll fight. For Dana and for myself. I'll fight against my fate to preserve our future. And I'll win, come hell or high water. I don't know how we're going to do it, but I won't let the world end because of me.
It's going to be a long, hard road
She's
ahead,
gonna die.
Shion. Our fight won't be over until everyone, both Danans and Renans, can finally live in peace. But I swear I'll be there with you until the very end.
Thank you.
Remember what we learned back in Calaglia? There's no wall so high that we can't break it down.
Yeah, I think you may be right about that.
I think that's everybody. Hey. Alright.
Everyone well rested? Then let's go. We depart for Lenegis.
Alright, we're going to Lenegis. I don't think we can come back here though once we leave, so... we'll be fine. I do want to cook though. So let's...
Huh? Why are you...
let's make...
Hey, that actually came...
We'll talk to...
Kisara, let's talk for a bit.
Alright.
I've been thinking about what we discussed earlier. His reasons might not have been pure, but in the end, Dohalim still made Elda Menencia a place where Danans and
Man, I
Renans
haven't talked to
can
her in so
coexist.
long.
I thought
I forgot that this was the
everyone would
conversation we
welcome
had.
that change with open arms. I took pride in what we had without putting in the work to truly solidify it. After so much failure, do you think I even have the right to pursue my ideals?
It doesn't matter what I think. You've already found your answer, haven't you?
I know I want to say.
Never
but I
talked
can't
to
help
her,
but wonder
like,
if
ever.
I'm being selfish.
Everybody makes mistakes in life, Kisara. Everybody. It's what you do afterwards that matters. But you already knew that, right?
Yeah. I won't look away from the world any longer. I'll do my best to confront reality, so that we don't lose anyone else, ever again. More to the point, Dohalim needs someone who can push him forward. I think we both get lost in our sorrow too easily when we focus on the past.
If we see that happening, we'll set him straight. Don't worry. We'll look out for both of you. I have to say, though, if you turned out this well modeling yourself after Miguel, he really must have been a
I
great
was gonna say,
man.
we like barely met Miguel.
What, you didn't believe me before? I'm pretty sure I've been going on about him since I joined up. If you need more convincing, I've got plenty more stories about him.
Maybe another time.
Don't worry. Once I finish folding these clothes, I'll go to sleep.
Alright. Okay.
Rise and shine. We're almost ready to leave.
Let's take off. Here we go. To space!
Well, it's the moment of truth.
This lady better hold together once we're up in the air.
Law, don't say that. You're going to jinx us.
Wow.
Speaking of which, Alphen, is Bucket
Final
of Bolts
Fantasy
got a
time.
name?
A name? You know, I'm not sure she ever had one. I never really thought about it.
Well, after all the trouble we went through to find her, we should give her one, right? I was thinking something like...
Fall Knights.
Huh?
It means owl in the ancient tongue. Literally, the one drawn to the skies.
I like it. Sounds perfect for our little escapade.
Not sure I'm completely convinced, but, well, it's as good a name as any. From now on, she'll be known as the Fall Knights.
Okay, people. We have two goals.
She knows way too much
First,
about
we
owls.
need to get to Lenegis and make the Renans finally leave Dana alone. And then, we need to figure out the truth behind Shion's thorns and find a way to save her. Sound good? All right, then let's go.
Alright. Alright, here we go. Lift off time, baby.
You know, I can still hardly believe it.
We're in space.
Believe what?
I mean, just look at it. The whole of existence, crammed inside a tiny frame.
Now that you mention it, I guess you're right. It does look more like a painting than a living, breathing world.
From up here, all the struggles we've been through feel so insignificant.
Nothing like realizing how small you are to put everything into perspective. Kinda makes the differences between the Renans and the Danans feel pretty small too, huh?
How much longer until we reach Lenegis?
There are better ways to use your time than napping. We should take a moment to familiarize ourselves with the facilities on board before arrival.
Good idea. The starship may end up serving as our base of operations once we're down there. Think you'll be all right with the controls?
You mean the one set to automatic pilot? I dare say I'll manage. I'm basically just here to supervise.
In that case, she's all yours.
Hey,
Everything okay, Shion? You seem a
here
little
we are.
different.
We're in space.
Like in a bad way different?
No, not at all. You seem more driven lately, like you found a zest for life. It suits you.
Alright, so...
You okay? Feeling airsick?
Actually, now that you mention it, not at all. These starships are a remarkably smooth ride, all things considered.
Planes are different than...
Nothing like
than
being
like...
at
Well,
sea,
I know
thank
this is like
goodness.
a
Glad
spaceship,
to hear it.
but like...
That device there caught your eye, huh?
I feel like it's
just
probably
wondering
different
what it
than
is.
like
It looks big enough to fit a person inside of it.
a boat.
It's a healing pod. It fixes injuries and illnesses.
Oh, you don't say. Well, that should definitely come in handy if any of us get injured while
Why
we're
aren't they
down
all
there.
floating around? There's no gravity in
Alpha?
space.
Was it something I said?
No, I was just thinking back to when I escaped Lenegis, that's all. But with the ceremony and losing control. I was a total mess. Naori laid me inside here.
So, you're saying you got in this thing straight after escaping? But that mean you were inside for 300 years?
Yes.
They
that sounds
arise
crazy,
and are
I
floating.
know.
This is what they
But
meant by Tales of
Don't even
Arise.
ask me why I stayed asleep all that time.
That's definitely quite some lie-in, all right. But still, whether you meant to or not, I sure am glad that it's this century that you finally woke up in.
What do you mean?
With the amount of fighting we've done, we would have never made it this far without you. And not only that, but Alphen, can you recall back to what it is that I said to you? Back when we left Menancia? About the dream of coexistence and needing to learn what it entailed?
Of course. That's why you came with us, right? To learn what you couldn't at home.
Even in that time, I was well aware that what I was living was a lie. But at the same time, I also felt really compelled to fulfill my brother's wishes. I'll always remember him fondly. But the coexistence we're fighting for isn't for him. It's for people now, and those still to come. The world's bigger than just Menancia. My dream is for all Danans, wherever they might be, to be free. If I've learned anything on this journey, it's that. And the one who brought me along was you, Alphen. I'll forever be grateful to you.
Well, we're not out of this forest just yet. You should probably save your thanks. At least, until we've dealt with the Red Woman.
I know. But whatever we find when we get down there, I'm through looking the other way.
Kisara.
Probably getting a little ahead of myself, huh? Let's take things one step at a time.
All right. So let's go. Let's go here. What are these two lovebirds
Hey,
doing?
Alvin, listen to this. So Law and I were just talking, and
Hey, shut up!
What's got Law all flustered?
only that he's afraid of flying, the big baby. And that's
Damn.
about naming the ship too.
Hey, I never said I was scared. I just think it's, a little unsettling how we're going to be cruising through space in a glorified tin can. That's all.
It's a starship, dummy. That's what it's supposed to do. I don't think there's anything strange about it.
Well, maybe you're the one with the problem then.
Guys.
Wow.
I'm no expert, but I think we can trust Renan technology. It got me to Dana in one piece, remember?
Oh, that's a good point. If you think so, Alphen, it must be okay. Don't you agree, Law?
Hard to argue
Wow.
with that, seeing how you hitched a ride in one of these things before, Alphen. It's just wrong, okay?
Wow. I like how Kisara has like this deep conversation with you, and these two are just trolls.
We'll be going to Lenegis soon.
This must feel like a homecoming of sorts to you, huh? What was life on Lenegis like back then? Before you came to Dana.
Let's just say I don't have many happy memories. I've had thorns my whole life, for as long as I can remember. They called it treatment, but in truth, they were just using me as a guinea pig for their research.
You mean they experimented on you?
That's right. All I was to them was a riddle to solve. They poked and prodded me, trying to figure out what triggered my thorns or changed the form they took. Day in and day out, every single day, one test after another. I'm still surprised they didn't try to dissect me. The look they gave me whenever one of them touched my skin. How could I forget it? Reeling from the pain, like I was a monster or something.
Rockets.
Some existence, huh? A blight on any I touched. Helplessly complicit in their pain. I thought things couldn't get any worse. But then they did. I started to have nightmares, visions of the coming apocalypse. Is it any wonder I lacked a cheery disposition? Unable to so much as touch another soul. Loneliness was my best friend. Sure, I survived, but with the knowledge that one day I'd be swallowed up by oblivion. And that's when it hit me. If I was going to die, then it should mean something. If I have to sacrifice myself to save the world, so be it.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you relive that.
No, it's fine. I'm in a much better place now.
You say it's your destiny to die so that others can live. But why not the other way around? Why shouldn't we be the ones dying to save you?
Are you crazy? Why would you sacrifice your life for...
That's exactly my point. Why should you have to give up your life just because you drew the short straw in the destiny stakes? How is that even right? It's that logic that's used to justify slavery, as if some of us were just meant to be sacrificed. This struggle was never about saving only ourselves. That doesn't mean we have to give up our own lives to save everyone else's either. If we're doing this to protect people, if we're doing this to save the world from destruction, then that has to include saving each other as well.
Yeah, usually you don't get that, like, in a game. It's usually like we're gonna die for the greater good.
Not just me. We're in this together, remember? This fight is yours too, Shion. If we're going to win, everyone has to win. There can be no room for losers in this fight. Now I see it. The true nature of our struggle.
A victory without losers. But that means that a Danon victory over Rena can't be the end. Do you think we can pull it off?
You bet we can pull it off. We have to. It's the only hope we have of things ever changing.
Yeah, you're right. No one's ever changed the future without aiming for the stars. We can do this. Together.
Alright, so Halim, are we there?
Is something wrong?
No. I was merely thinking how it had been 7 years, that's all.
You mean since you became a lord and left Lenegis? I guess even someone like you can get homesick, huh?
I am as prone to sentimentality as any other. Tell me, though, you too have a history with Lenegis. A traumatic one, no less. This trip will probably mean facing up to some difficult emotions. Doesn't that frighten you?
Well, it is a place where I took the lives of countless people. I'd be lying if I said I hadn't thought about it. But I can't keep running forever. The past is what it is. There's no changing that. But the future's what we make it.
I see.
Dohalim?
Forgive me. I was wrong to pry. We have more pressing matters to address. Come back and speak to me when you finish looking around the ship.
Alright.
Is everyone about ready? We'll soon be making preparations to land.
Before we do that, just what exactly should we expect when we get down there?
Kisara has a point. Now that I think of it, I don't know the first thing about Lenegis.
I'd like to hear more too. It's been centuries since I was last there, and they didn't exactly give me the grand tour.
Very well. First and foremost, Lenegis was the base of operations in charge of the crown contest on Dana. Of course, it also happens to be a city in its own right, complete with its own independent society. Its social structure is based on a strict hierarchy. Put simply, the strength of an individual's astral arts carries great weight.
Enough to determine someone's social rank, you mean? But astral arts are innate, right? So people's positions are fixed at birth.
They can be honed with the right training, and there are admittedly other factors at play. But yes, that's basically the gist. As a result, family lines that churn out lords and their contenders wield disproportionate influence, and those lineages are treated as nobility.
Those capable of only weak astral arts are effectively an underclass, denied the right to descend to Dana even if they wanted to. Still, even the lowest rung on the Renan ladder is considered superior to being a Danon. Keep that in mind down there.
Thanks for the warning. As a lord, Dohalim must have been pretty high up in the pecking order, right? What about you, Shion?
Come on, you've seen her skill with astral arts. You really need to ask?
Fair point.
On arts alone, you're right. I'd have been sitting pretty. But you're forgetting my thorns. They weren't exactly an invitation to high society.
Sorry.
No, it's fine. It's refreshing to be around someone who says what they're thinking. Life's less complicated that way.
Jeez, give backhanded compliments much?
Wait a second. Are you? He is! Lost blushing!
I am not!
Of course, separating people into castes based on something arbitrary like arts is discrimination at its worst. As if such simplistic criteria could ever be a measure of someone's worth.
So this red woman, are we expecting to find her on Lenegis?
I would wager so. Lenegis is too deeply involved in all this to discard the possibility. Chances are she's also connected to the Renis Alma being stolen from us in Pelegion.
If the Renis Alma is being used to exploit data, we need to take it back at all costs.
That red woman's got a lot to answer for. Just as well I've got a ton of questions.
Scared the shit out of me.
The descent could be a little bumpy, so brace yourselves.
If there are clues about your thorns out there, Shion, we'll find them.
Alright, let's do it. To Lenegis. I don't even know what I'm expecting from this.
There's no one here. I wasn't expecting a welcome mat, but still.
Lenegis's infrastructure is largely automated. Besides, people won't be expecting incoming traffic while the crown contest is still underway.
Do you think anyone realizes that we're here?
We may not have received a royal welcome, but I doubt our entrance went unnoticed. Don't let your guard down.
I really hope we don't have to fight anybody while we're here.
So now what? We've come all this way on a hunch that this red woman is here, right? And if we're lucky, the Renis Alma too. Any idea where we should start looking?
There is an area of the city that is accessible only to the sovereigns, known as the Forbidden Zone. That seems as good a place as any for us to start.
Forbidden? What are they hiding?
I don't know, hence my desire to find out. Fortunately, we just so happen to have a sovereign in our midst. In any case, changing the shape of a huge structure such as Lenegis would have required an immense source of power.
Then you think that source might have been the Renis Alma?
Precisely. Alphen said that he remembered the Renis Alma being used in the spirit channeling ceremony 3 centuries ago. Whatever the ceremony's purpose, if preparations are underway for it to be held once more, then the Renis Alma might be in the same place as last time. Possibly together with the Red Woman. Hiding something of that worth in the residential quarters would only court trouble. In which case...
It stands to reason we should be looking somewhere normally out of bounds. Is that it?
Indeed.
But it's been over 300 years since I was made a sovereign. You can't seriously think I'll be able to waltz right into the place after all this time.
There's only one way to find out. If there's even a chance you can get us in, I say we give it a shot.
Shion's right. Who knows? We might even find a clue to her thorns while we're at it.
All right.
Good point.
It's not like we're swimming in leads, so let's try to track down the Forbidden Zone.
All right.
Beyond that wall lies a city full of Renans. The capital city where Shion and Dohalim used to
Oh,
live.
so I can go back. Oh, okay.
Who knows what we'll find on the other side.
Thinking about what could be lurking out here is...
For such a loudmouth.
Alright, we're skipping this. It's just gonna be him scared about this place. Alright. Lenegis. Interesting. And everyone's Renin here, so... Alright.
What in the world?
This being Renin territory, I was prepared for a lot of things to look different.
Yeah.
This is a bit more
isn't
than
exactly
I
what I
anticipated.
thought was gonna happen.
The very foundations of the city have shifted. What could have caused this?
When Lenegis changed shape, it must have had an effect on the interior, too.
Maybe when they sent the wedge down to Dana?
But they wouldn't move around the places where people live. These are their homes, right?
I mean, they might not care.
I would think the citizens themselves didn't have much say in the matter. Either way, locating the Forbidden Zone just became that much trickier.
Dohalim? Is that you?
Uh-oh.
Avakir, I'm glad to see you're well.
So it is you! But why are you here? Shouldn't you be down on Dana participating in the crown contest? And these people!
So you haven't heard what happened on Dana, then?
Heard what?
Someone you know?
An old friend.
Hey, Dohalim, don't tell me you've started keeping company with...
They're with me. More importantly, what's happened here?
Damn, he shut
I'm
the
really
door
not
real
sure.
quick.
The city's foundations began to shift without warning, and now everything looks like this. We're all waiting for the Sovereign to tell us what's happening, but so far...
Avakir, listen to me. We're looking for the Forbidden Zone. Do you have any idea where we might find it?
The Forbidden Zone? What business could you possibly have there?
Trust me. The less you know, the better.
You're just the same as ever.
Wow.
I wish I could help, but what with the changed topography, I can barely locate my own home. Let alone the Forbidden Zone.
Very well. It looks like we'll have to find the way there ourselves.
Have you seen Faria yet?
No.
Damn.
I see. Well, nothing much has changed with her. If anything, she's probably even more...
I can well imagine.
Why did you come back? You know it can only result in pain for you both.
I've no doubt of that.
You really are the same as ever. Fine, I understand. Just don't say I didn't warn you. And take care of yourself. Okay, Doe?
Yo, what's up, Doe? Such a great nickname. And he's like, oh, this is awkward. This is so awkward.
So who's Faria?
Law.
There it is.
If what Avakir said is true, it would seem the people of Lenegis are being kept in the dark about
Look at
what's happening
Law.
down on Dana.
They seem to be just as clueless about what's going on up here in their own world. Despite the fact that it's actually here that the wedge originally came from.
We need more information. Let's talk to the citizens, see what we can find out.
While we're at it, we can ask them about the Red Woman, too.
And don't forget about finding the way to the Forbidden Zone either.
Let's leave the talking to Shion. We can't have a bunch of Danans poking their noses
Yeah.
around.
Good idea. I think that's for the best.
I shall assist.
You sure?
Being a lord on Lenegis has its advantages.
Right. Then we'll leave it to you two. The Danans among us should probably keep our heads down.
What if people freak out?
I shall explain it away by saying I'm leading you.
Huh, interesting. It's weird because you can see other people using astral arts, and it's
What
just
could
so
be so
weird.
important? It's worth destroying people's livelihoods and homes in the process. It's just unbelievable. Uprooting an entire city as if it were mere building blocks. Someone's got an awful lot of questions to answer.
From how it looks, they must be siphoning off astral energy from Dana, and then sending it to Rena.
But why do all this? What for? Surely they can't be using all that energy for the crown contest.
Whatever their purpose, disrupting their siphoning process alone won't be sufficient. Not while we still don't know what their endgame is.
He's right. We need to stop this from happening ever again.
This Forbidden Zone might be where we find some answers, right? So what are we waiting for? Let's get moving!
You heard him. We don't have time to stop and chat. Let's move.
Yeah, it's like a magical world, and yeah. Alright, we're gonna skip this one here.
So, I've been wondering, do you think when Lenegis was built, it was even...
We're gonna skip those. There's so many cutscenes. Alright, so... Let's see, we got nothing here. So we're gonna move over here. We'll talk to you.
Oh, dear me. What an unspeakable mess this has all become. Just look at the state of our city. Even the Zeugles have stopped heeding our commands. Whatever did we do to deserve this?
You really have no clue what might have caused this?
Would that I have. Alas, there was no warning, no prior decree. His Highness must have deemed it unnecessary for us to know. We have no choice but to grin and bear it. But do my eyes deceive me? Could I really be standing in the presence of his lordship, Dohalim of the House Ilkaris? I believed he was on Dana.
Your eyes do not deceive you. It is I, one and the same. I have returned to fulfill a special duty, the details of which I cannot divulge.
As your lordship wishes. First Lenegis mutates beyond recognition, now this unexpected visit. The Sovereign's plans are inscrutable indeed. The Ilkaris house has produced a great many lords over the centuries. I shall be praying for your victory in the latest crown contest.
Your good wishes do me an honor.
USMC, thank you so much for that sub. Welcome, welcome. Greatly appreciate it. Let's keep on going. What's going on here? Sure, we'll heal you up. Hey, got a recipe.
Everything will be okay now.
I know the
Alright.
basics of healing arts, but
Alright, and we'll go back here.
Your lordship. Oh, what a great honor it is to finally meet you. I descended to Dana
So
during the
many
last crown
cutscenes.
contest also. Alas, when the contender I was backing failed to clinch the title, I returned. I witnessed the deaths of so many slaves.
indeed.
Sorry to interrupt, but we're looking for a woman dressed all in red. Have you seen anyone of that description?
All red, eh? No, I can't say I remember anyone like that. I imagine she'd stand out somewhat, too.
Yeah. What about down on Dana during the crown contest? You didn't see anyone like that hanging around the lord you were serving?
What's with all these questions? I've never seen her, okay? Not recently or otherwise. Why do you want to find her anyway?
Never mind. Forget I asked. Sorry to take up your time.
Alright. Let's ask her.
Is everything okay?
She looks
You look a little lost.
very out of it.
Hmm? Oh, yes. I can't seem to find my way home, is all. I was just about to make my umpteenth attempt at a new route.
I was hoping to head this way myself. The situation is a real pain, huh?
I suppose the Sovereign knows best. I daren't stay here too long, though. A lower caste can only linger around these parts for so long before I outstay my welcome. I was hoping to avoid it, but maybe I'll have to go that way after all.
You mean you know another way round?
Lord Dohalim Ilkaris! But how? Last I heard, you were in Dana competing in the crown contest.
Yes, strange, isn't it? If you know another route, we'd be grateful if you could tell us.
But of course. Please forgive me. There's a wall that sprung up ahead of here, with what looks to be an entrance in it. I thought maybe it was a passageway between the different quarters, but I've no way of knowing for sure.
It's worth investigating, at least. I shall go and assess the situation. In the meantime, wait for me here. If it looks safe, I'll come and let you know.
You'd really do that for me? A lord troubling himself for someone of my lowly status?
Our lot in life is of little consequence. We are both Renan, first and foremost.
Oh, why yes, my lord. Thank you.
Interesting.
Well, we've canvassed the city for information. What do you think?
No one has the faintest idea what's happened to the city after all. They haven't heard the news about the crown contest either.
You'd think that info would easily find its way up here. Has it always been like that?
Not to this extent, which would indicate that something's suppressing the truth, that Lenegis is under some kind of control.
Given everything that's happened to their city, the people here seem weirdly okay with it all.
Yeah, that one guy even said his Zoogle and stopped listening to him. If that's true, these people are in big trouble.
Everything that happens here is attributed to the Sovereign's will. It's the way people have been conditioned. Their belief runs deep. Nothing happens devoid of a reason. To them, it's all part of the Sovereign's grand plan.
The Sovereign's plan. There is one thing I'm still not sure about. Just who is this person ruling over Lenegis?
The Sovereign, of course. He rules from Rena while presiding over both Rena and Lenegis.
Without the lords or anyone in the middle doing his dirty work? Isn't Rena at least the same size as Dana? That's a pretty big dominion for one person to rule over. I would have thought ruling Lenegis alone would be difficult enough.
The points you make are valid, though I confess I'd never given it much thought before. Here, the Sovereign's total authority is as natural as night turning to day. Come to think of it, I know nothing of the nature of how Rena itself is. Shion, have you ever been... No, forgive me. Have you met or crossed paths with, or even heard of someone who's actually made a visit to the homeland?
No, I haven't.
Neither have I. In which case, I would imagine that... But no, surely not. Can it really be that no citizen of Lenegis has ever been there?
Hold up, what are you getting at, Dohalim?
Assuming what I believe to be correct, it's possible that no one on Lenegis has ever laid eyes on the actual Renan homeworld itself. No one but the Sovereign, that is.
But what about trade and communication? There's got to be a flow back and forth, surely.
Not if the Sovereign is imposing his will on Lenegis single-handedly. It could be a one-way street.
But I thought you said that the Sovereign's all the way over on Rena. If that's the case, can he really rule directly over Lenegis from so far away? What if something were to happen to the city, like now?
I'm beginning to wonder what the nature of this Sovereign even is. Alphen said he was forced into the role, right? Just before the ceremony. But Sovereign is also the title given to the almighty Renan ruler. So which one is it?
Whoever wins the crown contest inherits the throne from his or her predecessor, before becoming ruler over all of Rena and Lenegis. Thereafter, that individual is known as the Sovereign, though it would appear that the current ruler has gone silent. As for how Volron factors into all this, at this point, I no longer know what to believe.
3 centuries ago, I became the Sovereign here on Lenegis. No, not just became, I was forced to. Me, a Danon. 300 years later, we cross paths with Volron, who also bears the Sovereign's crest. That's not the only thing we have in common. We both became Sovereign without winning the crown contest.
Do you think Volron was made Sovereign for the same reason? Because of that ceremony?
I can't say for sure, but it certainly sounds like it.
But that would mean that 2 Sovereigns would need to exist at any one time. One whose job it is to rule, and the other for ceremonial purposes. We never did see Volron's body back in Ganeth Haros. Is a new ceremony underway with Volron at its center this time? Could that be what's causing all this strange activity here?
Wait a second. You don't think Volron and the Red Woman are working together, do you? The ceremony can't go forward without the Renis Alma. The same one that the Red Woman stole.
There's something else the ceremony needs. A maiden. And unless there's another one out there aside from me...
Questions, questions, and yet more questions. Ones that it seems will remain unanswered, until we can establish the Sovereign's identity.
If the Forbidden Zone really is off-limits to everyone but the Sovereign, that seems as good a place as any to start. For the sake of liberating Dana, too.
Then it's decided. That's where we need to go.
One of the citizens mentioned a passage that she thought might lead to another section of the city. It could point us in the right direction. Let's go find it.
All right.
With nobody left to run the show, I wonder what the people here are supposed to do. I mean, they're sovereigns up on the Renan homeworld, and all their lords were sent to Dana.
But Dohalim was a lord, right?
Only current acting lords have power. Renan society is quite strict about such matters.
Even if the other lords were still around, I doubt they'd be able to do much about the situation.
I wonder what they'd think if they were here to see Lenegis now. Balsif, Cannabelt, Almadria, and Volron. Now that I think of it, aside from Dohalim, we know next to nothing about the other lords.
Well, yeah, why would we? To us Danans, they were just enemies we needed to overthrow. Nothing more.
I know. But seeing
Yeah, that's
Renans
true.
in their own city,
They're all kind of
going
like
about their day-to-day lives, it gets you thinking.
It feels strange to imagine the lords living here too, you mean?
Yeah, a little.
If you're that curious about them, why not try inquiring with some of the locals? Every lord in their household has their share of supporters here on Lenegis. And luckily for us, the people here are unaware of the events on Dana, which means they should be more inclined to talk to us.
Hey. I guess, right? Like, I don't have a choice, right? Lord Balsa.
Yes! Yeah!
Alright, so he supported Lord Balsa.
Balsef had it in him to care about someone other than himself? Really?
It's possible.
Alright, we're gonna... Alright. Oh, let's go here. Yes, Lord Dohalim. So she is a Lord Dohalim supporter. Alright.
I guess she intended to spread it throughout all of Lenegis then.
Good thing the lines were down so she couldn't.
It almost sounded like she was praising them.
Tell me, Dohalim.
Alright. I'm not gonna worry too much about that. Let's see. Well, I think I know turn me away from house.
What?
Don't tell me you work for Lord Dohalim. You told me those So, so it's just like different people, I guess, support the different houses. That's interesting. I mean, I guess for them it's like
Annabelle
whatever.
was so horrible to people, yet he was invested in helping Rena succeed. Doesn't that seem just a little inconsistent?
I'm perhaps biased in this matter, I admit. However, in my mind, while all lords vie to become the next sovereign, they're also meant to serve as guardians of all of Rena.
It seems like Annabelle also had people he cared about until the very end.
So why couldn't he extend that to us Danans?
Bro, because he hates us. So let's keep on going. There's nothing else here to do, so we're gonna move on to the next section here.
This area doesn't look as badly damaged as that other district we went through.
Yeah, so each, I guess, lord had like something that they wanted to do for, I guess, the Renans. Lord Almadria. Who knows how in history of guess only few women have ever won the crown contest. So she wanted to do it. That's like a woman sovereign. Okay.
I guess her willingness to stoop to any low came from a survival of the fittest worldview.
And some people here not only shared her belief, but
Then this guy.
Ridiculous.
Volron.
Okay.
I always supported Lord Wago. My Toronto was a true water lord. As for how Wolrun runs, don't get me started. I hear he enslaves not only Danons but even his fellow run-ins. Interesting. Okay.
It seems like the people on Lenegis don't really know much about Volron either.
I remember being quite surprised when the Lord of Ganath Harros changed so abruptly.
Didn't you have any doubts that something suspicious was going on?
On the contrary. Remember, we Renans are raised to accept everything at face value.
When you think about it, the families of Renan lords must see them differently than the rest of us.
Yeah, despite the brutality they're known for.
They must have had a lot on their shoulders, carrying all the weight and responsibilities of Renan society.
Renans live in a world where strength and power determine their position in the social hierarchy, so they tend to grow up fiercely competitive. But their loyalty to their people is also strong. It's what brings them together against outside forces, and nothing exemplifies that more than the Lords.
That's what makes them the guardians of all of Rena, so to speak.
Right. It's the same reason Balsif hated my guts, and Ganabelt went after you, because we're threats to Rena.
Guess that makes you an even bigger oddball than we thought.
So, Alphen, have you gained anything from all of this?
Yeah. I think it's made me realize that the Lords were all people, too. Balsif and the others, they all had their own circumstances to deal with as they went through life.
Yeah, but still, just because they had loved ones in their lives doesn't mean...
I know. What they did was horrible. I'm not trying to dispute that. But at the same time, they weren't incomprehensible monsters either. They were individuals, just like the rest of us. So I guess what I'm trying to say is...
You're saying that they weren't bad because they were Renans, or because they were terrible monsters. Even if they did terrible things, they were still just people.
Rinwell.
Am I wrong?
Not at all.
Being a Danon doesn't make you a good person. And being a Renan doesn't make you a bad one. I think that's something we've all seen.
Shion and Dohalim definitely make a good case for it.
And I'm going to keep doing my best to make sure I earn that trust. As a fellow human being above all else.
All right. Solid. All right, we're gonna keep on going straight, I guess. This side of town doesn't look like it got messed up that bad.
What could this be?
I think it's a grape gel. All right.
There's something I just don't get.
What is it?
The crown contest itself has always gone ahead as planned, right? In which case, the current sovereign of Rena should be whoever it was that won the previous contest.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, who was it then?
Hanfrikt Milgras, the former Lord of Cislodia, if memory serves.
So then this Hanfrikt whatchamacallem, he's the current ruler of Rena?
The last I heard, yes. Though, admittedly, I haven't actually seen him since the end of the previous contest.
You're saying that ever since becoming sovereign, he's never actually shown himself on Lenegis?
I guess over holocom maybe, but not in the flesh. Same thing goes for the sovereign that came before him.
Now that you mention it, I don't recall anyone ever visiting Lenegis from the motherland, sovereign or otherwise.
And that never struck you as a little bit odd?
When you live here, it's as if you're conditioned not to notice all these strange quirks and discrepancies. The question is then, by whom? And to what end?
A new Renis Alma is supposedly created to coincide with every crown contest, meaning each victor is awarded their very own. In other words, if that's true, there should be as many of the things out there as there have been contests.
True, but going on what we witnessed in Pelegion, it didn't look like the sort of thing that could be made to order. But if even the victor's speeches have been part of some grand deception, then where are they? Quite frankly, I'm not even sure what to believe anymore.
You and me both. Though we are Renan by blood, neither of us even knew that such a thing as a Dark Master Core existed, remember?
With any luck, the Forbidden Zone might give us some answers.
No use standing around here chatting about it then. Let's get a move on.
Alright. Jesus.
Doe?
Uh-oh.
Faria.
Varia? Isn't that the person that Avakir guy was...
Bro.
But why are you here? Wait. Don't tell me you've given up on the crown contest and come crawling back home from Dana already. Nothing to say? Even though you were willing to kill Tarnigan to secure your position as Lord, you still... kill?
Oh,
I'm here
this
to
is
take
that
care of
one
something.
lady.
If you wish to continue
the
this
flashback.
conversation, I only ask that you wait until I'm finished.
Oh, of course. You always did prefer to take the coward's way out. Even after 7 years and living on that Danon rock, you haven't changed one bit. But let me tell you, I haven't changed either. Not a day's gone by the past 7 years that I haven't hated you.
If killing me will bring you peace, then so be it.
Dohalim, what the hell are you saying?
First, I have business to take care of. If it's vengeance you seek, I will grant you it. But you must wait. My sins are legion. Let me finish what I came to do. Then you have my word. I will let you do whatever brings you peace.
Sure, that's it. Run away like always. You don't even have the courage to die. No wonder you leave it to someone else. You're just a coward!
Damn. Oh shit. Yeah, this lady's terrifying. She's like actually terrifying.
Dohalim.
I apologize that you had to witness that.
Is it true? What she said about you killing someone?
Bro, we killed so many people.
Each of us have our pasts. I am no exception.
Before, back in Menancia, you mentioned having taken a friend's life over the throne. Is that what she meant?
The mistakes I made there were not my first, and may not be my last. I will say no more.
Did you mean what you said? About letting her take your life if she wanted to?
She has more right to my life than anyone.
But you can't just...
Whatever happens, I have sworn to put an end to the crown contest, and to ensure continued coexistence in Menancia. I have no intention of expiring before I do so. There are far too many questions I still seek answers to. Besides, you have just as much reason to kill me as she does.
Dohalim!
Forgive me. Some things are best left unsaid.
I mean... Alright, where am I going now? I guess making that burger was not the right choice, huh? Here's something. I'll take this. Orange shell. Awesome. Okay, okay. We're gonna go here. Nope, nothing. Okay. Civilian park zone. I was making sure there wasn't like a red flower hidden in like that red light or something. Alright, there's something here. We're gonna take this.
What could this be?
I'll take that. Tofu. Alright. You know, you gotta trust the tofu that you find on the floor. It's always the best kind of tofu you can get, for sure. Let's walk through here. Man. They sure do like making you walk around a lot. This is just like walking around, cutscene. Walk, cutscene.
Wow, this place is beautiful.
Yeah. It must be some sort of rest and leisure area for the locals.
You think? Man, these Renin sure know how to live it up, don't they?
Is something the matter, Dohalim?
Before I went down to Dana, my friends and I, we used to gather at this very spot and play music together. Avakir, Faria, and Tarnagan. That was a lifetime ago now.
Tarnagan. He was the one that Faria mentioned, right?
He was once my dearest, closest friend. As well as Faria's betrothed.
Oh, okay.
Despite
That took a
Faria's
turn.
lower class upbringing, she possesses a tremendous talent for music. Entranced by her playing, I helped her overcome her sense of inferiority and introduced her to Tarnagan and Avakir. It was a time of great joy. 4 people bound only by their love of music, with no care for social standing. Only the next song, the next melody.
A friendship based on mutual respect, and a society where everyone is a prisoner to their social class. You really are different, Dohalim.
I suppose it's natural you would see it as strange.
I would have, once. Now, I think the idea of breaking away from society's constraints and choosing your friends based solely on affection is something beautiful that's worth cherishing. Besides, it was that way of looking at the world that laid the foundations for coexistence in Menancia.
Your praise does me too great an honor. I was merely following the wishes of my own heart. And even then, it only lasted until the crown contest began. After that, Tarnagan and I became fierce competitors for the position of Lord. Tarnagan had fallen for Faria. By becoming Lord, he aimed to wrest her from her humble origins and raise her to the highest echelons of society. But fate was not so benevolent.
What happened?
Tarnagan was no match for me in combat. On a level playing field, he wouldn't have stood a chance. But he was desperate and low on options, and he couldn't stand the thought of defeat.
You mean he resorted to dirty tactics to try to win, right? But then why does Faria think... Wait, don't tell me she doesn't know.
How could I tell her? Combined with the trauma of losing her beloved, and by her friend's hand, no less, she would have been devastated.
So instead you let her go on hating you, so she could use that hate as a crutch for her grief?
That's not the same as running away, though.
It is exactly the same. Unable to face the loss of my friend and the burden of my duty, instead I decried my fate and looked away from what I'd done. As for what happened after, that you already know.
But if you hadn't become Lord, Menancia wouldn't be what it is now. The Danans there would still be suffering under Renin oppression like before.
Shion's right. What other lord would have treated me as you did? Anyone else and I would have been dead long ago. You've saved so many people, Dohalim. You saved me. It's thanks to you that I'm here today. So, try not to blame yourself. The burden you've placed on your own shoulders is too much for anyone to bear.
Frank as always. But I shall do my best to heed your advice.
Do you think he'll be all right?
Yeah, I think so. He's got Kisara.
It's important to have someone like that.
I didn't realize how difficult it is just to be there for someone.
Sometimes just knowing someone's on your side can be enough. And he knows, Shion. I promise he does.
I hope you're right.
All right.
Alphen,
Yeah?
I never appreciated until recently just how much you were always there to support me.
All right.
Goes both ways. You've helped me keep going more time.
All
Then I
right. So
can count.
now
Maybe. But I still wanted to say
it looks like
Thank
we
you.
have reached
I
a
see a medic and supply officer over
vendor.
there.
Great job. Okay. So I don't think we're gonna have anything to sell, to be real with you. Unless yeah, like that doesn't really sell for that much. Like they were like talking about it like I was gonna make bank, and then I'm like, I make like 200 bucks. Like easy there, right? Everything costs in thousands, like in real life. So
If they know you're with me,
forge weapons. Okay. Very tight thing. Can we make? That's okay. I'm sorry. Look at this gun. This is like all right. So like all the guns, right? Like they look pretty decent, right? Like they look pretty good. This gun just looks so cartoony and out of place that like it just doesn't seem like it even fits with this game. Like it just looks like I mean, besides the fact that it's just like essentially like a rocket launcher / like cannon. Like this looks like more like a regular gun, right? Why is this so? It must be because it's just pure steel, like reflective steel, and it just looks weird. But whatever. Oh, I can make this right off the rip. Huh. This, no. I can make that off the rip. I can make that. I just need the money. Alright, we're gonna have
they'll
to just
likely
wait.
offer their assistance.
So I think what we're gonna do is let's save actually, because I feel like we're gonna get into battles now, right? I'd assume so. All right.
Damn it. Lenegis soldiers.
Any way we can avoid fighting them?
That all
Probably not.
depends on them. Whatever happens, be ready.
Well, so much for them not wanting to fight.
Hold! I am Lord Dohalim of Elden Menancia. I command you.
The rest of the city must be erased.
No. Have they been
boy.
brainwashed too?
Brainwashed or not, if they want to fight, they got
All right. Good. Okay. So let's get rid of these guards here. Woo! All right. Let's go up, down, and hopefully, actually, these guys drop some good stuff here. All right. Let's go. Oh, that's sick. Oh, that's so much better. That's so much better than the first one. Oh yeah, that Mr. Guard is so cool. Yeah, like infinitely better. All right. Good. All right. Solid. Perfect. All right.
soldiers seem different from the citizens we've come across so far.
Yeah, they weren't big talkers, that's for sure. They just attacked without warning.
They weren't in the least bit fazed by Dohalim's presence either.
No, they didn't give a
Indeed.
shit.
They seem to recognize us as enemies, nothing more. And yet, traditionally, Lenegis hasn't been high on threats. A few frenzied Zeugles during experiments here and there, but not much else.
Their glazed-over eyes reminded me of the soldiers and slaves we met back in Ganath Haros. The ones in blind devotion to Volron.
I've never seen anything like that here on Lenegis before.
Maybe someone doesn't want us here, and the soldiers are their way of letting us know.
What with the Red Woman, the Sovereign, and Volron, we're starting to develop quite the growing list of adversaries. At least we'll know to keep our wits about us.
Alright. Solid. Let's keep on going here. Get your Roblox, thank you so much for that sub. Welcome, welcome. I appreciate that. Yo guys, you guys are killing it in the sub department. That is a freaking massive Zoogle. Alright. We're gonna go up here then. Oh man, you guys are killing it. We almost doubled our sub count from like January. Insane. Insane. Just absolutely wild. We definitely need Dohalim for that. Alright. We'll go. Alright. Definitely need a heal here. I'm probably gonna go back anyways though. To be real with you. Only because I am running into the... Beautiful. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that. Oh, I couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Alright. Stay still. There we go, finally. Alright. Bam. Let's go here. Bam. Alright. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Alright.
My exploits are bearing fruit.
Oh, there's the Dark Maid. Alright, so this is what I think I'm gonna do. I think I'm gonna fight. Okay, well, now I don't have a choice. I was gonna say, I'm gonna fight these guys first. Alright. I'm gonna keep an eye, because I know these warrior dudes can cast spells. Let's go up, down. I'm trying to keep my eyes on them. I just can't. I think I am gonna. Let's go. Oh wait. Oh my god, I must have hit it by accident. Whoops. Well. Not exactly what I wanted to do, but beautiful. Good shield break. Alright, good. Good stuff. Beautiful. Say no more. Alright. Good stuff. Let's back up here.
That's my cue.
Shut him down.
Alright. Good. Boom. Down. Huge. Alright, and then this guy should be dead. Ah, damn, I missed! I needed like one more hit on him.
In a bind.
There we go. Perfect. Good job. Good. Good. Beautiful.
This ends now.
Consider yourself finished.
With this, I can become even stronger.
Platinum dog tag.
Coming through.
I feel like this guy is gonna drop some materials that we're gonna need. So I'd rather
Time to cross blade.
get this damage out now. Perfect. No weak spot. Okay.
This one's mine.
Don't know if he has a spell that he casts. Perfect dodge. Alright. Let's see if we can go full damage explosive ring. Alright. Solid.
In a bind.
Good. Oh my god. I think I'm a little too far. No, I got it. Okay, good. Using all. Beautiful. I don't think he's gonna cast a spell, so. Ah, I dodged too early. I think I have. No, I don't. Oof. That's awkward. From Depth's Abyss.
Another some punishment.
Sleep now. Everyone, get back! It's too dangerous. This one's mine. I can carve through armor.
Alright.
I'll bring you back from Depth's Abyss.
Boom, boom, boom.
Keep charging us.
That's what
Ah. Okay, so he does have a charge.
Leave it to you.
Alright. Okay. Let's go up and then down. Good. Alright.
Being interrupted.
She wasn't up, that's why. Alright. Wow.
Where are you going? Here.
Alright, and then I need.
From beyond, imbue this vanquished soul with love.
Nice res. Alright. Man, he's so tanky.
It's in your hands now.
A chain between heaven and earth. Pieces. Radiant, a wailing dancing
Alright. I should have probably saved it. Now I'm thinking about it. Let's go.
Consuming wildfire. Will this help?
Alright. Come on. Alright, I'm gonna swap out Dohalim. Ooh. I guess guess I have no way of bringing her back, so I'm kind of beat now. Alright, well, I'll have to just finish him without healing. Alright. Alright. And perfect. It's been a while since I've seen that one.
I lack the energy for healing arts.
Alright, good. I think we're gonna go back now. Let's go back, we'll heal up. We'll redo our buff. We'll see if we can make anything. I don't know how much those platinum things sell for. So let's see how much those sell for.
What do you say we check back in on the ranch?
I mean, we can check it back in on the ranch. Yeah, for the rare pricey meat, like. Oh, it actually sells for a good amount. Alright, so let's do this first then. Can we create a weapon? We can. Not the biggest increase. She does get a pretty solid increase. So does he. We don't have her items. Not great. And her shield stops looking stupid. So is that called the Sanctus Rec? No, it's not. Let's go with Dohalim first. Yeah. I mean, she can actually do it. We just don't have the money for it. And the only thing I could think of would be maybe if we sell something here, but I got nothing to sell right now. We just started farming, so unless I do, even that's not going to do anything, so there's no point.
Have you guys?
So let's go here. We're going to rest before, and we're going to do... Is there something that gives me more CP? That's just a small. No. Alright, well, that's fine. I'll make it with Dohalim then.
This shall suffice.
Alright. Solid. Alright. Let's make our way back down here. And let's get this going.
An opponent like this should be easy.
Armor won't save you.
Good stuff. I think I want to focus on the alpha first.
Take this.
Solid. Oh, I should have bought items. Whew, that was close. I thought he was gonna get up before he could finish it. Alright. Good.
This one's got your name on it.
Solid.
Small, but a victory nonetheless.
We have a long way yet to go.
This thing took way too long to kill, so I'm gonna skip that for now. Let's fight these guys. I'm gonna focus the wolf first.
In a bind?
Forgive me. This is my fault.
They really don't give up, do they?
Alright.
Imbue this vanquished soul with life. Dragon swarm.
Healing life in me.
Try harder. My turn.
Alright. Boom. Good. Can I knock him up? Come on, go up. There we go. Perfect. Alright. We're gonna finish him off here. Ooh, perfect dodge. Okay, let's go in here. Okay, we knocked him down. Alright, we're gonna shut him down here. Perfect. Then we're gonna move over here. Let's see if we can. Nope. Oh, come on. Long hurricane thrust. Alright, cool. Oh, perfect. Solid stuff. Alright.
They really made us work for that one.
Nice. Oh, and we got grape gels from it. That's solid. Alright. I'll take this. Shortcake. Got it. Okay. So let's go. We're gonna have to go down here. Grab this first.
Those soldiers don't seem to have any qualms about attacking on sight.
Ah!
Get lost.
Nope. Oh. If we flee, we lose our combo, don't we? I'm gonna cancel it. I'm gonna have to do it. I really don't want to cancel the, Good. Missed the dodge there. Alright. Okay. Scarlet Inferno. Alright. Alright, solid. Alright. Alright. Come on. There it is. Beautiful. Alright. Okay. Let's go. Did I get him? I did get him. Let's go. And then we'll do a grape gel here, because. Alright, good dodge. We're gonna go lock him down. Perfect dodge. Another perfect dodge. Alright. Good. Beautiful. Let's go. Perfect. We got it off. 81, damn. Damn, he's still up. Like, homie does not go down. Come on, just die already.
Take this.
Do it!
Alright.
This ends now!
Consider yourself.
Step back. This one's all law.
If I go this way, I have to make up my mind.
Hey, look at that enemy. It's shining.
I need to
This
come
won't
this
be
way for
easy.
sure.
Dragon form. The
Don't be
flaming
such a
flame
pessimist.
yearns to be let free. Dragon form.
Alright. I missed the wings.
A chain between. It's like trying to keep up with a wall.
I mean, yeah, you are keeping up with a wall. Alright.
Save you.
Good. Alright. Let's drop the Mystic Art here.
Scarlet Inferno.
Thank you.
Be still. Hurricane thrust. Heal. There.
Alright.
To be let free.
That's a lot of people we just hit. Beautiful. Alright.
Dragon form.
Alright. Let's get up, get up.
You picked the wrong fight.
I couldn't make it in time.
I'll bring you back from death. Get
Good.
toasty! I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
Alright.
I'll bring you back from death's abyss.
How did she not get that off? There we go. Alright, good stuff.
Dragon form. You pay for that.
Astral energy!
Say no more.
Say no more. Oh, because Shion's down. I was like, why did we not do Shion? Alright.
No further.
Dazzle. Dragon form.
Frozen!
Hammer!
I can feel my power growing.
Regenerative crystal. Okay. Alright. Now, can we keep the combo going? We're good. We're good. Whew, that was close. Alright, and then... that was perfect. Yeah, I guess you know what? Let's focus on them first. I'm gonna drop another grape shot here. Just because they're dropping. I mean, I know we're not getting them regularly, but... Alright.
In a vine.
Boom. Good fire damage there. Good damage there. Good. Shion's gonna come out. Let's finish that off. We're gonna focus on these guys here. Ah, man. Good. Solid. Alright, now it's just this guy.
Imbue this vanquished soul with love.
Here comes the res.
In an instant.
Alright, nice. Good. Clean.
How much longer will our healing arts last?
It'll last for a while, trust me. I got the items to make them last for a while. We're good. Tons of gold. Beautiful. That's what you want to see. Alright. Nope, not gonna happen on my watch here. Let's go here.
I won't show you any mercy. My shield, dragon form. And more of this will all burn out. Lightning thrust, burn it out. Negative thrust. Coming through.
Ah, damn. I miscounted. I think I did 4. Ah, that sucks. I mean, it's okay. It's not the end of the world, but...
Another incantation ruined. Begin. In a vine, ready and ready. I never miss.
Alright, solid.
Roll inside me. Just to be let free.
Astral energy!
Say no more. Here I come.
I'm out of ammo.
Dragon form.
Beautiful.
Finish this! Die! Consuming wildfire! Dance in the wind!
Let's do
Astral
it.
energy!
Say no more.
Say no more.
Lunar corruption!
That's solid, because he took a good amount of that damage, too. So we're gonna go ahead, spin, spin. Good. Solid. We had a combo going this whole time. With a nice... Hopefully the combo stays throughout this area. Probably not. I don't know.
This must be it. The entrance to the Forbidden Zone.
It's just that easy to get to.
But it's just a wall. How do we get through?
Whoa, we? I thought this was sovereigns only.
Alphen.
Yes! It opened!
Interesting. If Alphen's presence still opens the way, it would seem the Sovereign of 3 centuries ago and now are considered one and the same.
What?
What the?
Alphen.
You again.
Tomorrow's the spirit channeling ceremony. We'll finally play our parts as the Sovereign and Maiden. How have you been feeling?
What am I sovereign of? Shuffled from lab to lab, always treated like an experiment. Whenever they look at me, all they see is a Danon. I don't even know what their precious ceremony's for, let alone what they're going to force me to do as the Sovereign. Tell me, if we're both in the same boat, why do you seem so calm right now?
No choice. Becoming the maiden's not something I wanted for myself. But they said Rena's prosperity depended on it. How could I say no after that?
Still, as a Renan, at least you got to decide. Good for you. Meanwhile, I was taken from my homeland. You aren't the captive one here.
It isn't right what they did to you, and I'm sorry for what it's worth. When this is over, I swear I'll help you get home. I can't do this alone. One more day.
How could I say no to that? It's not like I have any choice in the matter anyway. So, what's your name?
It's Naori. Naori Imaris. Try to remember this time.
You don't act like them. Like the other Renans, I mean. How come you treat me like a person?
Because you are. It's true we come from different worlds. But neither one of us asked to be here right now. In that sense, you and I are much the same. We couldn't do this. We wouldn't be able to talk to each other as people if we didn't see the humanity in each other. So I suppose the question you should be asking is, why wouldn't I treat you like one?
You're not like the others.
Maybe they're not like me.
Here's what we'll do. We give them their damn ceremony. You get me to Dana. That'll be the end of it. I'm taking you at your word on this. I'm trusting you, not them. Naori.
So, like, is he, like, banging, like, his, like, great granddaughter? Like, is that what's going on?
Did everyone else see it?
That's gotta be what's going on, right?
That person Alphen was speaking to, she looked exactly like Shion.
It was Naori. Naori Imaris. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right.
She really does look like Shion. I'm beginning to see why Alphen was so confused.
That's all very well and fine, but what did we just witness exactly? It was too real to be a mere hallucination.
It was a conversation we had 300 years ago. The night before the ceremony.
You mean all of that really happened? We just saw an episode straight out of your past?
But how is that even possible? Unless... Could this be the Red Woman's handiwork too?
No, I don't think so.
Why not?
You guys didn't feel it? The moment the entrance opened, it was like a stream of Danon astral energy rushing over us.
I felt it too. And not for the first time either. It was the same sensation as back inside the wedge.
That would make sense. After all, vast amounts of Dana's astral energy were being siphoned and sent up here to Lenegis. For all we know, perhaps we're close to the spot where all that energy was stored.
So you think it might have been the energy itself that was responsible for that vision we just saw? But how? And why?
We have no way of knowing. Maybe it's not even as deliberate as all that.
Shion, you okay?
Yeah. It was all just a little sudden. That's all. So that was my ancestor, huh? It was like looking into a mirror.
Yeah, there certainly is a resemblance.
What about you? How are you holding up?
Me?
Even putting aside the question of where that vision came from, it's likely we'll see more of those. Reliving painful episodes from your past. Do you think you can handle it?
I can't just pretend like the past never happened. Besides, if it helps us uncover the truth of what that ceremony really was, it might also lead to answers about your thorns.
Alphen.
That's not all. This whole time, we've been fighting to free Dana from the Renans. But now that we're here, it seems those same Renans might have it just as bad. I'd like to liberate them too if I can. Which is just another reason I can't afford to shield my eyes from the truth.
Whether you're on Dana or somewhere else, you always stay the same. Your indignation and righteous passion, your desire to free and protect, they're all hardwired into you. Not that I'm complaining. Come on, Let's bust this thing wide open.
Nobody's here.
Stay sharp. After that last illusion, there's no telling what could happen in here.
Okay. Before we fight this boss, let's stop here. This is a solid spot to end for the day. Alright, y'all. Guys, thank you guys so much for watching as always. I greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. It really, really, really helps out the channel. All that good stuff. We'll be back on probably Sunday with some Genshin Impact stuff, so we'll be on for that. But if you're here for just the Tales of Arise things, we'll be back on Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern, same time, same place. Follow our Discord, Twitter, all that good stuff. But anyways, y'all, that's it for me, guys. Take care, be safe, make wise choices, don't do anything too stupid, and I'll catch y'all next time. That's it for me, y'all.